bonnet release is there for you.
Okay.
Underneath the carpet, you've got a big plastic cover there, and it goes right the way across the passenger footwell. And underneath there is the car battery.
Okay.
So that's where your car battery is
Okay.
underneath there. If I jump out of your way, because underneath the passenger seat there's a black plastic briefcase,
Yeah.
and in there you've got your jack, your towing eye, your
Right.
emergency kit and stuff is in there.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's all in there. Tyre pressures are there, and then underneath the little panel here you've also got your diesel and AdBlue.
Yeah.
And it has to be open, doesn't it?
No,
it doesn't.
You
it
can
says
close
for
it.
that. Oh,
door,
right,
yeah,
okay.
It comes this way. It doesn't lock, but the cap does.
Right. Yeah.
Have you had AdBlue before?
Yeah.
Does it beep at you when it gets low?
Yeah, and you can even check it on the panel
Oh,
as
you
well
can?
with these
Yeah.
new ones.
Okay.
I've literally just joined the AdBlue club and I'm
Yeah.
not happy.
It's a bit of a pain.
Yes.
You're in,
Isn't
isn't
it?
it?
It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
We'll jump in later. We've got little things up there for your kitchen and your extractor. You do have your barbecue point here as well. So,
Okay.
actually, I haven't seen a barbecue here.
It's very clean, isn't it?
I have to keep a set of these brand new, and they're dated. So you get a date on the actual hose itself there, and it just
Like they perish over time, don't they?
yeah, they will go. But so basically, the tap needs to be in the op position,
Yeah.
and then it allows you to pop them in.
Pretty
And
secure, isn't
indeed, it needs to be in the op position to push up the little ring to do that.
Okay.
Oh.
Of course, you will need a barbecue.
Yes.
Yeah.
And barbecue, what we haven't got a barbecue yet. So barbecue-wise, is it anyone that even owns a gas canister? 'Cause the pressure's different, isn't it?
No, probably you want one that would be from a larger gas bottle that normally have those kind of a bit like a little end like that. You'd push it on and Jubilee clip him on.
Okay.
I think it's the newest start with it, but what Dan's got, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
problem.
a Cadac or something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it seems to be the popular.
Yeah, if they are quite good choice. If I pop that and with the rest of your paraphernalia, you're not taking all
I'm about to say, it's the boxes as well.
But these are all the original cushions. You
Yeah,
see,
because they
with
put
the
the bed. Yeah.
I think it's terrific.
I
That's
think it's a really nice mattress.
And
Yeah.
having these as well gives you options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you thought that you were going to sort of lift up the bed
Yeah.
frames at the back, you know, put bikes in or whatever, you can swap it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just take it out. So we'll take
Yeah.
So, yes, it's all okay with that. Open the doors, you've got your little draft excluder there, and of course you've got, they're not opening, but you do have your lines
Yeah.
as well. If you want to ever move the door fully around, just push in the black button there, and you can swing them right
on the
round
other
as well,
side,
which is
okay.
quite handy.
Okay.
Just gives you a bit of sort of extra easier getting
Yeah.
access for storing stuff up. And you do have
And the dogs. Yeah.
an external shower,
Yes.
which is marvellous.
You can get hot water for the dog.
Yes, exactly, yeah. I mean, they go and jump in any cold puddle they like, don't they? But as soon as you spray
How does
with
that
the
work?
hose in the
They don't
garden,
like
yeah.
it.
So you have to buy one that fits that? Is that how it works, or it doesn't come with one?
No, I would have thought they would have one. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can grab you one before.
All
we
right,
go.
thanks,
Because
yeah.
it would be handy. You no point having those outlet and
Yeah.
who knows. So yeah, I'll see if I can grab one for you. I do apologise. I've had a bit of a busy day. So
No, that's all right.
You've got your heating vents here as well. Now the boiler, you have to crawl in. But your water. So if I jump out of your way,
Yeah.
there's a water
Tilt
heater,
first.
and I'll get my torch on and I might make life a bit easier. So that's your water heater right there. That's
The
your
black
big
thing,
water- Yeah, that's your water
Okay.
heater.
Okay.
There's a gas tap down here, a little grey gas tap.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it shows you on and off. So
Okay.
at the moment it's in line with that pipe, so it's gas is
Hold on,
being
yeah.
supplied. Now over in the top corner, don't you see that yellow lever in the top, right on the very
Oh, yeah,
top
yeah.
outside
Yeah.
corner? On the top of there, that's basically your boiler drain. It's got a sort of long yellowy kind of handle. There's two little engravings of a tap on the top.
Okay.
One's got a cross on it, which is towards the inside. So there'd be a little picture of a tap with a cross on it. I've pulled it over to that side, so it's in the closed position.
Right.
If you want to drain the boiler, winterise your boiler,
Yeah.
you basically push the lever 90 degrees towards there's a little picture of a drop
Okay.
engraving actually, and then it will just dump the water from your boiler onto the floor. It doesn't go into a tank, straight onto the floor. So that's where your water heater is, and then you've got various bits of storage. No idea what here. That's obviously an accessory that the last couple have done. And then of course you've got your TV box and your sound bar.
So they're just empty cupboards in there, in effect, storage,
Yes, you just got storage in here. More storage in there. Which is
So is that a 12-volt TV? Is that, or is that a 20?
Yeah, it looks like it's a. Generally, you have a choice of both. So you can either have it as a. There'll be a little adapter, little AC to DC adapter. So you can either have it as a 12-volt telly or a main telly.
Okay.
But of course, with the cigarette-style 12-volt supply, you can then use that anywhere. So if you're off-grid,
it's quite clever, isn't it?
Yeah, so you could be used. So if you're down in the New Forest and it's a wet, rainy afternoon, you could be watching Countdown.
Different, isn't it?
You won't miss something. Won't miss an episode. Okie doke. Actually, I'll close these up. Of course, as you know, because you've got the mattress, these will fold up. And these bars will store.
They go on those clips,
Yeah,
don't they? Because
they
we wondered
Yeah,
what
we
those
couldn't work
clips
it out
were, and then I
before.
watched
Yeah.
the video and went,
But I think that's
it's a really nice mattress. It's cool.
Yeah, I don't think it was cheap.
expensive.
Yeah.
Because it's made to fit.
To fit, absolutely, to size.
Is that to get out when you're in
Yeah,
bed?
so,
is it?
yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Yeah, so if you need to get out, just lift the hand and you're out.
Okay.
So you've got your spare wheel underneath here.
That was one of my questions, wasn't it? Yeah.
And the mechanism to wind it down is this guy here.
Okay.
So there's a little round opening there, and the tool to wind your spare wheel down is in that plastic box.
See, is that where the
Under
locking?
seat.
It's got a locking wheel nut, isn't it?
Yes,
So there
but
must
this
be-
will be a steel wheel rather than
Yeah.
a
To
manual
take
wheel.
that one off, the locking wheel nuts in that box, is it?
I would imagine, no, it would probably be in your, when you leave me, you get a cardboard box office file with all your manuals and stuff
Right.
in it.
Because I know that's always the problem.
Do remember.
Yeah.
Do check that so I haven't seen it in the van.
Otherwise, I won't be able to tell you.
No.
As I say, these are the exhaust spaces. So you've got an inlet of cold air. Because when you can run, you've got two different units with this fan. You've got a heater and a water heater. They're two separate units, and you can run them both on gas or electric or a combination of both. So when it's running on gas, it takes the fresh air in here and blows the exhaust out there. And where you saw that drain, the valve, it just, as I say, as you get cold water and as it expands, first 10 minutes it will drip, 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 drip. It's not a problem. If it's dripping all day,
Yeah.
you've got a problem. But after 10 minutes,
So we just don't touch those normally, just leave them be.
just
Right.
They're there.
They're there.
Exhaust
Yeah.
it's just burning the exhaust out when you're using
Okay.
gas. So, the cassette join.
Yes.
I'm not, I don't know whose job this is. I'm not sure whose job it is going to be.
You're medical, so,
I
yeah.
did bring some gloves.
Okay. Just in
Well, the
case.
thing is, I think it's a perfect solution for getting away and not having to worry about trying to
Yeah, because that is the problem when you're.
And during COVID, of course, as well, you've got your own private area, fantastic. So, to get the cassette out, you've got a little blue lever there, lift him up, and it will slide out. There's always that little ridge that you've got to get over.
Okay.
But if you lift up the blue handle, and it doesn't want to come at all, don't force it. There's a blade on the bottom of the loop, which I'll show you when we get inside, which is operated by a lever. If the blade is open, the cassette won't come out, and then if you force it, you break the toilet. So lift him up, slide out as easily as that, and then you've got the set of wheels to take it through Gatwick to get it this way, just to check everything. The handle goes back there, and to empty the cassette, spin the neck round, take the cap off, and when you get to the reception of the campsites, as you know, you'll find where your emptying stations are. Next to the handhold on the back there, if you push that little blue button down, it releases the vacuum in there and it'll pour out more smoothly rather than sort of cha-chink, cha-chink, cha-chink. It'll pour out more smoothly. Give it a little rinse out and a cup and a half of the blue or green chemical straight into the cassette, and then you're ready to go. Some people put a litre of water in there once they've put the chemicals in. I just be frustrated you put water in, but it's up to you. I tend to not bother. And this little mechanism there opens up all the sliding mechanism on the top, so when you open up the blade on the bottom of the loo, that twists open and
It's quite clever, isn't it? Quite clever.
I think it, some people get ooky about it. I think it's camping, but it's proper camping. It's great.
And that's lockable, is it?
Lockable as well, just in case anybody wants to
Just store in the toilet. Yeah. You never know.
I used to think, well, why would you look at? I suppose if you keep it, you're storing the van on like a farm or some facility where you're not at home.
That's what we're doing, isn't it?
And if someone's broken their cassette, they might. A scrupulous person might.
Have that.
Are they all the standards, all the same size then?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Right, okay.
they do. There are different types, but yeah, generally
Okay.
pretty much the same. So you've got 2 tanks under the van. You've got a grey water tank, which is all your soapy water from your kitchen and bathroom, and then you've got a freshwater tank. And basically, you've got like a little dust cap or a little creepy crawly cap on the end there. Now, you can see these 2 little eyelets there. When they're together and it's in line, that's in the closed position. And if you want to empty your or drain your tanks down, just spinning round.
Yeah.
So that's your fresh water, blue, and that's your grey water,
Okay.
your sort of soapy water from your kitchen and bathroom. Clips, you just clip it back up.
And that can go into any drain, can it? The grey?
Yeah, that can, because it's literally, just
Yeah, okay.
The neighbours get a bit annoyed if you empty that over the
Roses.
So when
but
you winterise it, you want to empty everything
Yeah,
out of those and empty the taps as well.
Absolutely, they're the drains I'll be talking about. So when I go through draining the van down and priming the boiler back up again later, they're the drains I'll be talking about.
Okay.
You've got a power outlet, so it's 12 volt. So if you did want to put, plug a compressor in, a 12 volt cigarette style compressor in there, when you're running up your kayak or your stand up board, or even inflating your tyres, so it gives you a 12 volt supply out.
You've got one of those.
I've got my pressure tyre.
And also you've got the a TV aerial in as well. So if you want to, I don't think it happens quite so much now, but say if you're in mid-Wales, you're not getting a very good TV signal from your fixed aerial on the roof. You could buy yourself a huge, very long coax cable,
Right.
and plug it in. If you don't want to miss countdown, you can't be too
Fair
careful. Freshwater filler point is here.
Yeah.
And you've got a secondary one here. I'll go through that in a second. So basically, you can just put a hose in there, or 300 watering cans, But so that's how you get your fresh water in.
Because one of the things said about you should use a food grade hose.
Yes, like a blue food grade hose.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but it's because
Plastics, I suppose. but-
Yeah, I just read it somewhere. But then if you don't drink the water,
It's just washing up, isn't it?
The whale inlet, it does enable you to use choose leisure in their mean-spiritedness. Don't give you a hose because you've got an ordinary filler point. They think,
you can get a hose.
You can get a hose.
Yeah, because if you're not going to drink the water, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, it's just washing up and a quick shower, I suppose.
Say if you've got your van all nicely levelled, you're on a bit of a wonky site, and you want to get the van levelled, but the tap, or freshwater tap, is further down the campsite. You could get a container, and you could get yourself an external electric pump, a whale pump. So if you didn't want to move the van, you could take a container, obviously, to the tap, fill it up, bring it back, and you could fill your freshwater tank by this. Or say if you're going to Scotland or something, or you're doing a tour and you want to take some extra water with you, so you've got an extra supply. You could actually take a container.
How do you know how much water's in there?
There's basically a gauge on the control panel, which I'll show you.
So is it empty now?
No, I've got some more
Oh, right,
because
okay.
I want to show you that it's all up and running.
Right, got you.
Yeah,
show you it's all working. But the other thing, what you could do, rather than buying an ordinary hose or even a food grade hose, whale do like the hoses that go flat, like a space saver hose. Whale do a food grade hose, which has basically got this on one end, but instead of having the electrical connections, it's just got a blue clip, but it would go in exactly the same way. So you'd put it into the van like that, slide the cover down to lock him in, but on the other end it's just got a hose lock. So you just hose lock it onto a tap, open up the tap, and then it will come in under mains pressure. And I think that's a better system than just an ordinary grade hose.
Okay.
Because what you can do, you can leave him on there, and with the auto slippers, you can, if you're on a fully serviced pitch, you could just leave him on, and as you're using the water, it will fill it for you.
Okay.
So that's another
I've
way.
seen those on caravans then parked up before, I think.
sure.
The only thing about that, of course, would be if you're continually filling up your freshwater tank, you might then want to attach an ordinary garden hose onto the end of your
Oh, the escape
grey
waste,
water
yeah.
into an inspection gun. You know, so and then you've basically got mains water.
Yeah, you've made a
know,
full
so,
system,
yeah,
haven't you?
yeah. So, but I might
Wow.
be tempted to source. I think they're about 70 quid. They're not cheap.
Okay.
But I think that
It's
less chance
flexibility, isn't it?
Yeah. Once we
less
start-
chance of it popping out under
Yeah.
mains pressure.
Yeah.
And again, if I was using the flat space saving hose, I probably wouldn't have the tap on full tilt. Just turn him on, so we'll give you a supply.
So it's literally with that one though, it's just the other sort of entry
just
point.
push
It's just
the
a hose in it goes.
Yeah, just an ordinary. You could even do it. You guys could go to B&Q, buy a garden hose, and if you knew you were never going to use it for anything other than filling up your water,
Yeah.
you know, it's a.
And do most campsites they just give the tap? They don't have around a hose.
No, you
Right.
might
You
have to
have to
get
get your
yourself a
hose.
little set of adapters.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
most of
Right.
the campsites I've been to have got the kind of round thread on the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's a bit like this one here. So,
Yeah, like we've got a hose.
yeah, that kind of
Oh, got you, yeah.
style, you know.
we've got
And then
that
it would be
hose.
worth getting yourself the adapter, you know, to actually go.
Old hose
Mind
lock,
you, they
isn't
normally
it?
come with a hose lock anyway.
Yeah.
So you buy a
Yeah.
hose lock in anyway.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
generally that'd be that kind of type. Sometimes you do get variations, and you might get one of those little rubber ones with the
Yeah.
with the little
Okay.
LPG.
Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah.
any of them.
Just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know the ones.
So,
So we know.
so that's that. As I say, with the only difference being that you don't have the electrical connection, you just have a little blue clip and you just have to squeeze it to pop
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah.
But it gives you almost like three options
Yeah.
of how to get water into the van. you
Clever,
know,
isn't
which I think which is cool.
Okay.
We do have your mains hookup lead here. As you know, you've got the cap on the end of the cable, just lift it up 90 degrees. As you push it through, it sort of locks over at the back there. So when you want to release the cable, push down the blue lever and it releases the cap in the back and you just pull it out.
Okay.
I'm just going to get some tips.
Do you want to try it so you make sure you can do it? Because
I've actually got things up and running, so can we do
Oh,
that?
sorry, yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to sort of
Don't know,
disturb everything, you know.
no, you've got it in a certain-
Well, generally you could be fine. You could take that out, put it back in, be fine. Occasionally, if you do just have like a burst of power or a drain of power, sometimes the
Trip it or
electric
something.
system kind of go, oh, what's
Fair enough.
going on?
So
Yeah.
which-
Very occasionally,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
on a demonstration of the
Don't want that.
So,
that's the gas. That's what
yeah,
we're
with your
talking
LPG, there's probably loads of different apps, but I used to use my LPG, mylpg.eu,
about. Okay.
and that will give you. So if you're in Europe as well, it'll give you your
I
nearest
think I might have that one
retail.
already.
Yeah.
For
I think that's what I was looking at the other day.
yeah, I mean that was pretty good. It used to work pretty well. I used to have a refillable system on my camper van. The LPG pump looks just like a petrol pump, but when you pull the nozzle out, it's got this kind of a sort of bayonet fitting on the end. And there are two little sort of lugs either side of that brass fitment there. So basically, just like a bayonet fitting, you take the pump out, you put him on, you spin him on.
Okay.
There's a locking ring, so you then have to lock the nozzle on until you fill a point. And just like a normal trigger, like a diesel or petrol trigger, if you pull the trigger back, lock the trigger open. So put him on, spin him round, locking ring, lock the trigger open, and then just press and hold the button on the pump. And it'll take a couple of seconds, you think, quick, there's nothing happening, you know, you're standing there, and it takes about 10 seconds, and then suddenly you hear
Okay.
it filling in.
And it shuts automatically, I guess.
Absolutely, you don't have to be thinking how many litres am I putting in. As soon as your tank's full, or 80% because of the
Yeah.
expansion, it will shut itself off. And then it does get a bit exciting, like, as Alison was saying. Once you
Yeah.
release it, you get
Yeah,
a bit of you get an escape of gas. The thread that you can see on the inside there's three different adapters for the rest of Europe. Because we've got the bayonet fitting, each sort of area of Europe has slightly different
Okay.
nozzles. To be fair, if your tank, which is hold about 18 to 20 litres of gas, was full before you go, that'll last you sort of 6 months anyway.
Wow.
Depending on what kind
What you're
of
doing,
cabin.
yeah.
If you're going to be heating, if you're going to be on campsites most of the time, you can be heating your water, heating the van during the winter.
Does it automatically select what fuel to use, or do you flick a switch?
You will have
Right,
to. You will have to
okay.
manually choose. But if you're going to be wild camping a bit more, certainly during the winter, you're going to be more gas heavy.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy in Europe, because, especially in France.
It's
there's
more
loads
set
of
up,
LPG.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They make life.
Yeah.
I was literally watching a thing last night. There was a couple down in Spain, and the town had basically built this kind of area for camper vans where you get free water,
Yeah, they do,
somewhere to
yeah.
empty your cassette, somewhere to drain your grey water, and they're saying, come to our village, spend some money.
Yeah.
And in England, they go
Go
off
away.
my land.
Yeah. It's nuts.
So you're okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be alright.
Okay. Now you do have air suspension, which I think is a good idea, and I've literally just started like a big build like this, a long wheelbase high top, a Peugeot Boxer.
Yeah.
Wish me luck. A little bit of knowledge is a teacher's
Yeah.
thing. And I'm considering air suspension.
Okay.
Because it just, the guys have set it at just below or just below 2 bar, which gives you like the perfect kind of ride height.
Okay.
If you found that you were loading it up with deck chairs and Cadillacs and all sorts of paraphernalia, you might find if the back does drop a little bit, by putting some air into these tyre valves, you can then actually watch the gauge come up and you can adjust your ride height anyway. You can just by pushing the end, release it, so you can adjust it.
Oh, it's literally a tyre valve.
Yes, it literally is a tyre valve. And you don't even need an air hose like in a garage.
Yeah.
I pump these up with a foot pump.
Or the compressor pump, I suppose.
Oh, compressor,
Yeah.
you've got a compressor pump,
Yeah.
Pump him up. I'd leave him about there,
Okay.
see how you go, and if you found it was a bit too squishy, you might want to put a bit more air in there. If you found it, if you loaded up to go camping, and if the back just drops a little bit, you can just, it does just adjust the ride height for you,
Okay.
which I think is perfect. And I'm thinking about doing exactly the same thing. So you're okay with that, guys, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's clever, really, isn't it?
The gauge for your gas tank is here, and when I turn the engine on, weirdly it only comes on when the engine's on their own. And when I turn the engine on, you'll get a little set of green LEDs come over. I'm pretty sure they would have filled it up for you. It'll certainly be half a tank,
Okay.
but I'd like to think they maybe have filled it up for you. And then of course under the bonnet, you will definitely know what goes on there more than I will. And I know nothing. First cars are more smart, I'll stick half a chance with that.
That's still electronics, isn't
You
it?
need a computer and a degree in science to
maybe just-
become a mechanic. So hopefully the only one you'll ever need to get to will be the windscreen wash, which is over in this corner. And there's a little sleeve that will pull out to make it a bit easier to get to. And if you just push them in like that, and you do have your radiator coolant, clutch and brake fluid. Hopefully you never ever need to top up your radiator coolant. But these turnkeys, these 3 turnkeys will turn and the whole cap will come out for you if you need to access the reservoir. As I say,
What comes off them? This bit?
Yes, so that's
Oh, right.
that whole
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole panel will come out for you, which is handy. I'll fill a point there. No dipstick on the vehicle. A bit like my car. You have to go through the computer now.
Yeah.
I'm a bit Terminator. I don't believe the machines. I think they're lying to me. So I would prefer a visual look. And then of course, down in the corner here, so I'm just gonna. Actually, I'll put my torch on. It might be life easier for everyone. I'll put my torch on. So just next to the air filter here, I'm gonna put my key in there because it just makes it a little bit easier to pop him up because sometimes they're a little bit tight. So if I lift that little cover, the blade underneath there. So that blade I'm touching there is for your red positive jump lead, and then you've got the earth, the black lead, earth negative straight onto your chassis.
Okay.
Okay. So I tend to think red right, R, red right, and then I sort of remember that red cable needs to go on that side. And I'll just push the cover back there, and almost that's me done underneath there.
Okay.
As I say, these days you can't really do anything, can you? Secondary releases there and you need to open them. Hopefully the only thing you ever need to get to is when your windscreen wash.
Has it got a thingy on the thing to tell you when it gets low?
I don't know on the windscreen wash. On the oil and stuff like that, it will do. I'm not sure about
Some cars do, some
can't
don't.
see, can you?
Yeah.
You can't see how much is in it. So
And then you get a load of mods on it. worked.
Yeah.
It's been annoying. I had it in there and
So, after you, dive on in.
Go on, you go first. So that was the step on these, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the little round button is the step. You can quick press. And then you've got the little entry lights, and then of course the big awning light. And you've got this one, your exit is on the left hand side, the seat bags are on the right.
And do they have to be plugged in the mains for these to work? Or
No,
these are
they'll
for-
be all 12 volt. Yeah,
Right.
the only thing that won't really work if you've not got your mains would be like an electric ring on a cooker or microwave.
the big stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to start in the kitchen actually, so if that's all right, if I
Yeah.
might just so if I'm just going to put the gas on, so I know you know how to use a hopper and light to show
So the
us up
clicker
and running.
works on the off grid if you work with
Yeah,
with
that's,
the
so once you've got your master switch on, you've got your 12 volt system alive,
Mm-hmm.
it enables that. So just switch it on there, and of course they've got a little semaphore as well. So that's that. Then of course we've got the grill and oven. So you've got an oven and a grill, and you enjoy that all the way home. That would be fun for you. And the handle's in there as well. And so if I go onto the oven, spin over to the oven, ignition switch there.
Got it.
There we
Yeah.
go. So it's up and running. I tend to leave him on a little bit just to let the or hold it in for a little while just to let the thermocoupler warm up.
Yeah.
Now I know the grill's at the top there, but I'm looking at the reflection in the bottom. So
Because some ovens you've got to pull a little shield thing out, haven't you, to protect the
there is
knobs?
this little shield here.
Yeah, protect the buttons.
Just to protect the controls. Certainly if you're using a grill,
Yeah,
possibly I might
okay.
be thinking of it using it. But, so I'll put him back in there so you can enjoy him all the way. There we go. Marvellous. And you've got storage, of course, which you can get into either end, which is really good. So
that was the one that had a funny handle, didn't it?
give me a go.
Yeah, so the handle sorted
Sort him out.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clip was funny before.
I don't think you might get a chihuahua.
That's
in
tight.
that.
It's tight. Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get a Labrador in this.
No, not yet. Anyway,
They might try.
No, absolutely. If there's food in there, of course.
They'll be in
but
there.
they're not coming past that door. So
You've got 2 gas taps there. So you've got the oven. Oh, sorry, your heater and the oven.
okay, they're labelled, aren't they? Look at that.
Yeah, and they are labelled. And if I wanted to turn the gas supply off to the oven, if I just spin it 90 degrees, it then shuts off. Because this is the manifold coming in, and if they're pointing down the pipe to the appliance, that's when they're on. So I've just turned the gas off to the oven. I've got the heater still on gas. The gas supply on. If I spin it 90 degrees.
When you
like
drive, do you have to turn the gas off?
that. No, I mean I probably wouldn't bother. Although in this van it is much easier. I'll show you how to do it later.
Okay.
But actually thinking that's a question I've not been asked before with the newer control panels. I might be tempted to do it actually because you can do it from the control
It's belt
panel.
and braces,
Yeah,
isn't it?
just like a little switch.
But if you're leaving it for the week,
Oh, it's different, yeah.
turn it off for the week. Yeah, but the journeys.
I probably wouldn't even turn those off though. I'd turn the
master,
You've
yeah.
got a gas cylinder, like a electrical opening and closing valve on it on your gas bottle
Okay.
underneath. So once you've turned it off, you've got no gas coming in. But
Oh, so that's an override master control up there.
but
Okay.
my sister turns them off. So, and I've had this argument with her for the last 20 years, and
Okay.
I'm parking it there. I'm not going to. I'm not going to have a conversation with her anymore.
No.
So we've got the fridge there. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's probably been on for about an hour. So it's been on for about an hour. And then of course you've got the temperature controller. So at the moment it's on eco, and you can choose whatever system you want. So you've got freezer. Oh no, it's your night system there. So it takes less power. If I put him back into, let's go back to eco mode. There we go, then that'll be fine, temperature control. So you can do it manually as well, should you want to. And what I'll do, I'll press and hold it at the top, turn him off. Mind you, you're going camping tonight, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're coming.
Shall I leave him on for you?
Yeah, if you could. Yeah, that'd
because-
probably be easier because then it'd be cold for the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, thank you, Dave. Let's just put the glass in, there we go. I'll put him back on for you. So I'll leave it on eco mode, which is, as I say, you've got the little thermometer there, you can choose it, you can have it colder or warmer, whichever you prefer. But I'll leave him in the middle there for you.
So do we leave back? If we left both these on, or one was off still on the controls?
Gas.
I thought I
can't remember what we did.
Yeah, put them back on.
Brilliant.
Put them back on. So the oven will be working for you off of gas.
Yeah.
And so will your heating if you need your heating.
Yeah.
Right. Well, for tomorrow, it looks like it's going to be you might need it. Do bear in mind that the compressor fridge is a 12-volt fridge and will always be coming off with your leisure battery.
Okay.
So generally, all the time you're driving, you're going to be putting more back into the leisure battery than you're taking out. With that guy on mains hookup, again, you're going to be charging your battery and putting more back into it than you're taking out. So if I was going to go to Cornwall for a fortnight, I'd turn that on and I wouldn't turn it off until I come back.
Okay.
So it's just depends how off grid you are, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. But even then, you're probably still touring, you know. So
you're moving. Yeah.
I wouldn't be too worried about that. I do have a little drip cup on the end there, so it stops dripping, and then hopefully get some cold water. We should have some hot water because it was expanding and dripping away for us. It might take a little while to come through. Got a little draining board there for just
That's warm, is that? Yeah.
That is. Now, the thing with the Wales system, of course, is it's just blooming hot. The only way you can mix it, you've got the mixer tap, you know, so you can mix it via the actual tap head. But when you demand your hot water, it just is hot. So.
Watch out in the shower, then, is it?
Yeah, and again, you've got the mixer tap as well, so it should be okay. You've got your glass up there, got your little smellies. And a little level, so if you ever want to get your van.
I bought some just in case, yeah.
And in here, there we go. So you've got your Avtex Wi-Fi. You've got your Wi-Fi in there. It looks like you've got a SIM card in Wi-Fi.
Router. Sorry, okay.
So you've got your SIM card in there, so you can just find it on your. Actually, Alison will probably have all the details in your box file that you get. You'll have your password and everything in there as well. Okay. Just look down on your phone, you find your Avtex router. There's an isolation switch for them microwaves, so if the lights sort of are getting on your nerves in the middle of the night, you can actually just turn them off.
Okay.
And it's got one of these.
It doesn't have
doesn't have a plate, so it won't be, it'll be rattling all for you. Fantastic. With the roof vents, you push the button in, you pull the lever towards you. You do have your blackout. I'm sorry, wrong way round.
Yeah.
Fly and blackout. And you can park the vent into either or of those little parking bays, or you can, when you're driving off, back past the button.
Right. So at night time, would you have the open closed at night?
I tend to open up. I would probably tend to just have
minimalistic.
The first one, and the very first little brace there, and
just to reduce the misting up and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. The other thing I might do, and I've done it with all of my vans, on the front windows, I tend to have the. I don't know if you've seen those wind deflectors, those little plastic strips
on the windows.
Yeah. People love them or hate them.
I used to have one on Fender.
The only reason reason I would probably put them on, so you can just drop the front windows
at night.
Just quarter inch at night. Just help with condensation.
Okay.
So I'm just going to squidge past and get some. Squidge into the loop. Actually, if I move the base over this one, and I'll just. Lovely. Boiling hot water coming out of there, and of course you've got cold as well, and this does double up as your showers. I'm leaving them to drip in there for a moment, rather than dripping on the floor. And if I bend down, then you can sort of see what I'm up to. The seat will spin, so you can get yourself in a comfy position. The little grey lever in the front there operates the blades. If I have it half open, you can see the blade I'm talking about. When I use the loos, I open up the blade fully, do what you've got to do, and then you've got a little blue button here, and that's your flush there.
Okay.
And that will flush as long as you hold the button.
Okay.
So you could try and put 80 odd litres in there, but I don't think it would fit. And then once you're finished, you're always going to want to be closing the blade. If the blade's open, if you lift that blue lever, that's what's going to stop you getting it out.
Plus smells as well. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
stops the smell.
Yeah, exactly. You've got the chemical smell, and there is a little green window just over there. I don't know if you can see him. There's a little green window down there.
Okay.
And that will gradually, it's on like a magnetic float, and it will gradually turn red. So as the cassette fills up, it will just turn red. And to be fair, once you've got the blade open, you can pretty much see. You don't need a stick or anything to check the depth.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a little heating vent down here as well, which is cool.
Yeah, it's got a little wrap thing.
Yeah, it's got a nice sort of
Good hanger and stuff. Yeah, can hang a
That
coat
sink
in.
slides, is it? So
Yeah,
you can do a
that's
shower in
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. You smooth the sink when you
Yeah,
slide.
oh yeah, just I got him out the way to show
Yeah,
you
yeah,
too, but
yeah.
then you can move him, slide him into that corner there on this rail, and then you've got the anchor point up there for your shower. The touch lights. I think they're dim as well, these ones, so if you hang on to them you can sort of just...
There's no extractor in there, is there? A window?
No, you've got a vent, but it's not an extractor as
Okay.
such.
Yeah.
But if you hang on to those, they will dim for you. So if you found them all a bit too bright, you can gradually dim them down.
Oh, yeah.
So there's lights back there. You think they're...
Yeah, they are, but they're different. They're not in that rail thing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is
It does look good.
Yeah,
Better than
honestly,
mine at home.
Be interested to get a fitted sheet for it though. But...
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the other thing, I
Yeah.
suppose. There's always.
So those lights, are those switches,
Yeah,
the back are they? Are they?
Yeah.
Well, there's one there.
And of course, you've got
Three
USBs.
there.
And your 3-pin household plugs will only work when you've got your main switch lead here.
Right.
The rest of it, as soon as you've got your main switch on the control panel, all of your USBs and your 12-volt cigarette style power supplies, 12-volt supplies will work. That's a little fan as well. And then you've got your on and off button there. So what's it set to at the moment? So it's set to so it's actually extracting air out. So that's extracting air out. You've got a couple of different. I think it's 3 speed. But what you can do, you can actually bring cool air in at night. So if I turn him off, what I tend to do, I prefer the motor to stop turning before I reverse him. So if I just turn him on, let him stop completely, turn him on, got my fingers, do your thing, and then press the other side and start bringing cool air in. And again, you've got different speeds as well. If you do it on number 1, with your roof vents open, you just be moving the air around. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we go to, and I think there's a 3-speed fan. So
I can feel it. Yeah. Over here.
just move the air around.
I suppose when you cook, you got extractor in it.
You got straight.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
will take it out as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
have one that have like the front vent open, and you've got that kind of through.
Especially if the dogs are wet, mucky up. Get rid of them smells.
Smell of a good wet Labrador, can you? Or my bloody thing. It's funny because when she was a puppy, she was very Dobermanish. She looked like a Doberman. Just like a Doberman puppy, but as she's got older, she's got more German Shepherdy. You've got a little blackout blind there as well. That's where the disc cleans. So that's where they spray some cleaning fluid on it. So just to clean them up, and you can park it in several different places. But by squeezing the trigger, anything here to show you.
There's cupboards, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just storage, and then the lights will be on switch somewhere.
I did see, because I flicked them on last time. I know there's one over there, but I thought there was one somewhere around here. Oh, it's here.
Oh, there it does both.
Okay.
Fantastic. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
one there and one there.
That little switch, that little light switch there,
Yeah.
in
The little
below
one.
the cupboard,
Yeah.
is the outside awning light.
Oh, it's the
Ah.
outside.
So I turn the outside awning light on for
Okay.
Cool. So far so good.
So far, so
Perfect.
good.
It does give you options with this, though. It does
Yeah.
keep the dogs contained, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That was the beauty of it.
That's
Most
what we really
most
liked
people
it.
might not like that setup, but for
Yeah.
us, it's ideal.
Perfect.
You know.
There is a perfect fan for everybody. You know,
Yeah.
there just is, and,
Yeah.
and it works for people. I'm going pretty much a similar kind of thing actually. Bearing in mind I haven't got the extra foot that you've got, so I'm doing a fixed bed at the back with a garage underneath, all my electrics underneath there, and I put a wet room in, which basically comes up to about this window here. But I'm having my seating, it's only going to be the 2 of us and the dog. I'm going to have the seating facing out. So
Okay.
just
Yeah,
that's what
it's
I
the same sort of stuff.
all your seat belts are behind here. The valeters tend to put them just behind us so they're out of the way. I'm moving it so it makes it easier to show you where your battery and everything is.
Oh, yeah.
So underneath here, so you get a bit of a rip as the
Not Velcro.
and the old Velcro comes off. And then underneath here, you do have your leisure battery, so it's tucked underneath there. and you've got your sergeant box, your sort of ECU, your electric control unit. So from this corner here, you've got a little black button there. I won't pop it up, but if I were to pop that out, basically it shuts everything off. It's like an emergency shutdown. So if you've maybe smelt the battery sulfating and going all eggy, or if there was an electrical burning or something, so you can shut all your electrics down, shuts everything off. You've got a reverse polarity warning light. So if you are in France or wherever, and I don't think they do it quite so much anymore, but they haven't got the earth out there, have they? It's just
that's right, yeah.
So if they've wired it up the wrong way round, you might need a little adapter just to so you can switch it over. So you plug it in and switch it over, so you can then reverse polarity. The charger, you're always going to want to leave him on. Otherwise you're not charging. You're not charging your batteries. And of course that's the isolation for your heating and hot water. So if I was to pop the orange button off and it just went white, your heating and hot water wouldn't work. All the 12 volt side of your van is in here. That's your 12 volt fuses for lights, pumps, fridges and everything else. Little green LED in the corner. If you ever see a little red LED underneath any one of those fuses, say one of the lights isn't working or something, that's the fuse that's gone.
That's quite clever.
Takes all the guesswork out. You've gone on the days we sort of, is that one? Is that one? You're going through each one. So if you see a little red LED, that's the one that's gone. And of course, if you are in France or somewhere or anywhere, and the campsite trips, or you're bringing in too much power on the van trips, just like at home, the consumer RCD resetting from there. So that's
and then when we leave it in storage, do we just turn the main thing? Would you suggest to turn the main?
Some people do. Have you got a solar panel on the roof?
Yeah.
I hope so, yeah.
I would be leaving him on.
Okay.
Only because then you're always going to be trickle charging the batteries, and it would and then with the solar panel and your smart ECU unit, it would be, if the vehicle battery goes a bit low, it will then trickle charge the vehicle battery, and vice versa, do it all for it. So I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't.
Makes sense.
Is it undercover?
No, it's open. It's outdoors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So and you're not
of course.
And you're not going to put a cover on it?
No, just a window.
So it will be charging.
Yeah, then I'd probably leave him on if it was
okay.
The only thing I might be tempted to turn off is the orange button, the isolation for your heating and hot water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then you guys are going to know if you've drained down the boiler. And generally, if you try and turn the boiler on and it hasn't got any water in there, it will try and light, and then it will just throw up
get too hot, won't it?
Throw up a code.
Okay.
When it actually throw up a code, it will throw up you'll get a little red exclamation mark next to one of these buttons. And I'll go through that with you in a second. Pop it back in place. More USBs, more mains plugs as well. And of course, if you drop the table down, to here, you've got the dock bed.
Yeah. No, they're staying down there.
Don't tell them that. They'll have it. They would.
They're out there. They don't know it.
That's where mine was going to be, unfortunately. Did you want to do the bed, or you?
No, we'll learn
play,
it.
won't we?
They'll be going up in. I'm sure those cushions will be going up in the loft. And just a quick run through. There's a little half leg, so you push the little button in, and the leg will bend up. So if you ever do want to take any small people with you, or anybody else with you, the leg goes in half. This then drops down onto another little runner at the bottom. You've got a table extension here, so you can slide it out, and there's actually like so this here is a table extension when it's down, and then these pull out. You might have had a play already.
Just to bridge the gap, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you've got all your infill cushions. These come into the middle. But, and of course these you can move anywhere you want to.
Do people have more of those, or don't need to?
I don't think you're going to need to.
No.
What you can do, you're fine for USBs, because some vans, some of the older vans that have still got this 12 volt rail,
you can buy these things, can't you? Plug it. I've seen them.
USB chargers, but I don't think you're going to need it because you're pretty well off at USBs. So. Right. Oh, that's just storage underneath there. So you do have underneath that little cushion there. You've got quite a bit of storage. I'd probably be a bit careful what I put in there.
Yeah.
Right.
So control panels. Are we ready for this? Do you want to spin that seat so you can?
You sure?
Actually, you might as well show us how to spin it. That's probably going to be
a bit squishy.
It's all right.
And the other thing, of course, I'm going to adjust it down as well. So there's a couple of levers on the outside. and they're just back and front. So I'm going to sit on it. I'm just going to move it down a little bit. So I'm going to pull up the front one, drop that down. I'm going to pull up the back one, and I'm going to adjust the back as well. And you will find them. They're on the side. I tend to, when I'm spinning the seat, especially if I've not got the door open, I do tend to put the back of the seat in a more upright position.
Okay.
Pulling forward a little bit with the bar, and then it's these levers here. You've got one on each seat. So I push that out, it'll spin round for you.
Okay.
That's quite interesting.
And then I think you can still the big bar pushing back. Thought it might be more comfortable for you.
Yeah,
to,
that's fine.
Yes.
Thank you. So, right. Let's do the main control panel first of all. So, you know we were talking about the gas earlier. I've got the gas on. You heard that little solenoid shut the gas off.
Right.
So you could
could
unless
join-
you're flat, I might be doing that, you know, unless you
Okay.
actually wanted your heating on while you're travelling,
Yeah.
but
You
got
wouldn't,
cap heating
yeah.
anyway. So with your sort of what I would call your sort of home page, you've got your lighting area, so you can control different areas.
Okay.
Here. The only ones you have to then go and turn back on again, all the touch ones.
Right.
You have to then literally.
So they reset each time you turn the lights off.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But the other ones will all come on as normal. You can either scroll on to the next page, or if you think, right, let's have a look at my battery, state of charge on my batteries. So it's telling me at 10 amps we are charging at the moment our leisure battery. But let's say have you got mains hook up where you're storing the van?
No.
No.
The solar, this little unit will work it out for you anyway. But
Okay.
say if it was on the drive and you hadn't used it for a couple of months, you could select the vehicle battery, so you could actually.
Oh, to charge that.
Yeah, to be charging
Okay.
your vehicle battery. But if you leave it, actually earlier when I brought it in earlier, it was actually charging the vehicle battery because we'd literally, I suppose, driven it from the
stored,
pitch to the
Yeah.
mechanics to down to the valeting.
So,
So it was actually charging the vehicle battery earlier, but that's charging. But now we're bulk charging it at 13.3 volts. I'm going to put it back onto your leisure battery, and they're both actually fully charged. So but it is doing a float at the moment. It's just keeping.
What does load mean?
It's just basically the load of what so basically we're taking a 10 amp supply into the battery, and it's just showing us that we are loading the battery.
Okay.
With a kind of 10 amp supply. So it's showing us if you ever do get. So you go up onto the.
Oh, is that a manual, is it?
Yes,
Right.
you've actually got your manual there, so it will just let you know.
okay.
And it's 2 pages as well. So load, charger on. The animated arrow will indicate when the power's been taken from the battery to any connection equipment. So it's just showing you that the battery is basically
Doing its job.
supplying all your 12 volt in the van. You can return, but if you ever do get, why is the solar not working? Or indoors,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it won't tell you that specifically.
Yeah.
But you can work out.
Yeah, but you've got your manual in there, which I think is quite good. Yes. So, and then you've got your capacity. You can actually, we're drawing 3.5 amps. Say you were, and we've got the AC limit off at the moment, which is basically how much power you're drawing from the mains. If you were on a campsite in France, some of the campsites out there only give you 6 amps.
Yeah.
We've got a 16 amp supply here, so you could say, right, okay, I'm going to set my capacity to bring power into the van to 6 amps, and you're not going to be tripping your van all the time.
Okay.
Oh.
So because sometimes if you're drawing too much power,
Yeah.
Yeah.
say if you've got your heating on 2 kilowatts, and 1 kilowatt draws about 4 amps. If you've got 2 kilowatts, you're drawing 8 already. You could be tripping the van all the time.
Yeah.
Or even if you're using 1 kilowatt and you put a hairdryer on or something like that, so it would, limit how much you're drawing in.
But a typical UK one, you shouldn't need it.
No, shouldn't need it. It does go up to 16 amps, but I find by turning it off completely, if you're at home, it's only drawing 23%. So it's great. And not when you're back to your main page. If I go home again, you've got lighting, power, water. So there's about 50% and about 25% in your waste. That's your fresh and that's your waste. These are always a little bit of an ish.
Yeah.
It's definitely touching the sensor halfway up the tank. sometimes if you move the fan around a little bit, you could end up with 75%, but somewhere between 50 and 75%. So it's always a little bit of an issue. You've definitely got half a tank of fresh and about a quarter of a tank of your wastewater. You do have heaters. So basically, if you're out camping during the winter, there's a heated pad on each tank.
Okay.
It stops the tanks freezing. Indicate you might be like amber light. Pump on, pump off. If you haven't got the pump on, your loo won't flush, your taps won't work.
Okay, more isolation then,
You will need your pump on, and of course I've disconnected it. I was expecting to go zzz, I've disconnected. So that's fill. So if you've got an electric pump on the outside,
Oh yeah.
if you
That controls that. Yeah.
Yes, it would
Got
basically send a 12 volt supply to that, so activate your external pump. It does actually say fill, which is quite handy. Again, you can either toggle on, or if you want to see what the environment is doing, it's 20 degrees inside, 19 out, and 50% humidity. And then you're back to that sort of main original lighting page. Gas on and off. I don't think there's much you can do in the settings. You can pair a phone to it should you want to.
Why would you do that?
Well, if you found it a long way to walk from the from the bed to turn your lights on, yes, you could actually control. So you can actually, if you're techie. I'm not particularly a techie nerd, but I'd like to be. I wish I was. I'm always one click away from disaster.
Okay.
But you can, pair a phone to it, and you could do all your settings from there.
Is that the Whale app, or is it the Auto Sleeper app?
That will be the Auto Sleeper app. It might actually be true, actually. And that'll probably be your Auto Sleeper.
Well, you can pack it.
Yeah. And then if I go down to the clock there, you could almost have that as a home page, really. So you're charging your leisure battery. Fresh water's good. We've definitely got mains coming. It's okay, and the solar is inactive.
Yeah,
I'd be asking for my money back.
If it's not working.
Time again, you can adjust that. So whatever you want to do, day and month and everything else. And then, so I think that's a fairly easy kind of panel, really.
Okay, that's cool.
I think these are pretty simple. At the moment, I've got your hot water on, and it was on gas, and it was blowing out the exhaust. I've got the heating turned right down, so I've got this little orange marker on a defrosted, like a little snowflake there, and then there's a little half moon. So you've got a defrost setting.
Okay.
So basically, if you had the mains hookup lead, if it was on your drive, you could leave it on, say, 1 kilowatt of electricity, have it set there, and it just stops the thing going.
Looks after itself. Okay.
Just turn the heating on and off. You do have, by pressing the plus button, you do have a night setting, but I'm going to turn the heating all the way up. I had the heating hot water on gas earlier, so I'm going to leave it on 2 kilowatts. Yeah, so you've got 3 kilowatts. I probably wouldn't use 3 kilowatts because we've already used.
It's quite hot anyway, wasn't it?
I'm drawing quite a bit of power. I'll get away with it here because I've got not much else going on. So I'm going to leave it on there for a moment. And so that's your thermostat. That's your temperature control. If I go through the water menu, so by pressing either the water heating button or the heating button, that operates the two different units separately.
Okay.
So
one panel for both, in other words.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the water heating is on gas. You can actually use a mix, so you can actually.
I can hear it now kicking in, I think.
No, that's the heating just begins to get going. If you see a flame and a wavy line, the wavy lines are electricity, and electricity only. If you just see a flame, you've only got it on gas. But if you have, like I have here, a wavy line and gas, you're basically using it in combination. So the boiler and the heater, they love gas, so they'll get up and running on gas initially, get nice and hot, nice and warm, and then once it's up to temperature, just tick over on electricity for you.
Okay.
So I'd probably use it.
System.
That's automatic. Well, you manually do that.
No, you just flick it on.
So you have to manually choose that. But it will then do it for you automatically. So it will then it will choose gas initially, and then just once it's up to temperature, just tick over on electric. And if there was a significant drop in temperature, you might hear it go poof and light up again on gas. So I might be using that during the winter.
Yeah. Because you get it nice and warm quickly.
Yeah. So I would probably use a combination of gas and electric during the winter. During the summer, so you've got 2 kilowatts and gas as well. nothing in that window. I've turned the water heater off. Again, you do have a defrost setting, so again, if you didn't want to drain the boiler, you could leave the mains hookup lead in, not drain down the boiler, and just have it on 1 kilowatt of electricity on this defrost setting, and the boiler won't freeze up.
Okay.
So if you go past that, you've got the 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatts, 2 gas only. Sorry, so it's only 1 and 2 kilowatts on the water heater. Gas only. Combination of gas and 1 kilowatt. Combination of gas and 2 kilowatts. Nothing in the window. I've turned the water heater off.
Okay.
At the moment, I've got the heating on at full tilt, which is about 30 odd degrees, and I've got it doing it on 2 kilowatts of electricity.
So where are the...
I did it on 3, and the reason it has popped back down to 2 because I'd put the water heating on.
It was too much.
there as
Yeah.
well. So if you have, yes, it's drawing too much in. So hopefully we should start getting it. Yeah.
So where are the vents?
If I jump out of your way, there's one in the bathroom.
Okay.
There's probably there's one down here as well. Let's just open that up. If I jump out of your way, then you can sort of. It's only because it's literally only just started.
Yeah.
It's very lukewarm at the moment,
Oh yeah.
but they will start once they get going. And sometimes on gas, I'm just doing it on electricity.
Yeah.
So it's up and running. But if you choose the flame only, the gas only, they will really get going.
Okay.
Roaring away. So it's just down in the corner. There's a couple under the bed as well, I think. So the
yeah.
dogs will be cosy.
Yeah, they'll be nice and warm.
Any up this way, or is it starts here? Is it?
What's that?
Is that the first vent this end? Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's another. Oh, there is another one. There is another one here, but it will take from the heater. It's going to be. It will take longer to come through here.
Yeah.
So, but I can just feel it beginning to blow very, very slowly through there.
And what was that?
So this
little
guy
thing there.
here.
Yeah.
So if you slide the table all the way forward, it stops it jumping up and down while you're travelling. So it just traps the foot in there. So.
Oh,
That's
I
quite
didn't realise
clever.
the table slid.
Yes,
Yeah, it's on rails,
yeah,
isn't
it?
Just sort of slide.
Yeah.
If you unlock him, you can just slide him along as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that is probably a good idea.
Of course, you've got all your privacy blinds as well. So privacy blinds, and then I like the way that the privacy blind comes up from the bottom. You can have privacy down here. You can have the window open. You know, you've got no midges coming in. A little rocker switch there just to release them, and you've got the sliding window there. So you can have the window nice and open.
Yeah.
And it works well. It's good. It stops in different positions, unlocking
Oh,
again.
okay.
And
Yeah.
it locks, yeah, because that's the thing, isn't it?
I used to, not so much with the dark tinted windows, which I've got on my van now. On the clearer windows, I used to have the fly screens down, then people can't see it, a bit like a net curtain. But,
You don't need it.
yeah, that's
Okay.
nothing down there to show. Same roof vent there. Let me just check the blinds for you. Yeah, good, happy with that. You've got a little light here that will roll further in, so
Okay.
more light in the habitation side or more in the cab. Works either way. So you're kind of happy with the control panel? I think that's a fairly easy one.
I think you've done a YouTube video on it, haven't you?
We
I
have.
think I've seen it.
Have
That's
you?
why that's what I was like, oh.
Yeah,
I'm
this
a bit
rings
so-
a bell.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, it sort of like, yeah, it made sense.
And again on these as well, we've done.
Yeah.
I think Dawn did the
Yeah.
video on this one, but again pretty easy. You know, at the moment, it goes into a power saving mode, so it goes. You can barely see it. Press the button, and it lights up more. So I'm on 2 kilowatts. One wavy line is 1. 2 is 2 kilowatts. I probably wouldn't use 3. You know, gas only. Gas and 2 kilowatts of electricity. Turn him off. What I would do though, one little hint. If I was going to turn the heating off completely, only because I scrolled through so quickly it didn't connect, I would be turning the heating down. And I find with the WOW systems, I find by turning the thermostat down and more or less letting the fan stop blowing before I press the button to turn the whole heating system off.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I find it kind of goes through a cool down cycle, and then you don't get any problems with it.
Won't overheat either, then, does it? Yeah.
Treat it with
If you ever see a little red exclamation mark to the side of either one of these buttons, basically either the water heater's got too hot and it's turned itself off, it's tripped out. Similarly, the heater might have done similarly. If ever you see a little exclamation mark, say if it was the water heater, press the water heater button and plus button at the same time and hold it for about 8 seconds, and it will reset the heater for you, the water heater or the boiler for you. Again, I think Dawn has covered that
I think
anyway.
she has, actually. Have to watch the video.
Yeah.
Sometimes, worst case scenario, if it's really hot during the summer and you've had your hot water on, and the water heater is really, really hot and it's not getting a chance to cool down because it's a nice warm summer day, and you can't get rid of the red exclamation mark, you might actually have to turn off your master switch
Just leave it
and
there,
let
yeah.
everything cool down for about 15-20 minutes, and then it should be fine.
Okay.
But as I say, as a quick fix, generally press either or buttons plus at the same time, and it should reset whatever unit you're working. That's the thermostat for your heating as well, so that tells the temperature of the room there. Another 12-volt supply and TV aerial, so if you did want to put a TV bracket on there, or even a freestanding TV, you could just have the lines down.
You obviously never used it, did you?
Don't know. With iPads.
Oh, did it come with the
TV's in there.
In the
Oh,
booth,
it came with the van. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Should we quick go through the cab?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Cool. I need to calm down just for a moment. Sorry, did you want to spin this?
Yeah.
The blinds, I think I'm going to get a set of these. I'm going to put these on my van. They're about 800 quid.
What?
Just for the blinds. But I think I'm going to do it because to me it's so practical, and it makes the van a camper van. It's just ease of use. So you've got a little return there that'll pop into there, and it's just a pinch on that side. So you have to like pinch the middle, sort of pinch that little trigger there in the middle.
This or?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so if I'll show you
The
again.
angles are wrong there.
Yeah, you got. So if you just give me a little pinch like that in the middle, and then it'll slide over. There you go. And it's an little magnetic.
Okay.
And the same with the sides, a little pinch, but it looks like you're going to go into the corner because sometimes they fall out and people try and push it in there. Ignore that. You want to go straight across. So by going straight across, you kind of. Oh yeah, so I've still got your seats, but always helpful me. And you've got a really private place. A little bit of light, I think a pair of pants wouldn't sort that.
And is it likely to still get damp on the inside of the morning?
Sometimes it does, especially with 2 doggies as well.
Yeah,
there's going to be 4 of you rattling. It could be like two children, isn't it? Really, you know. And they do breathe, those blooming dogs. I don't know, you don't even notice that. And they tend to come up and breathe all over you. Don't they? Just take your dog breath somewhere else. Especially after they had their pedigree jump.
Yeah.
You can't beat the smell of a sweaty Alsatian, honestly. And then and you feel it clip in, sort of thing. That's it. Fantastic. You do have a little cool box in here. So if you've got the during the summer, got your air conditioning on, gin and tonics while you're driving. I drive better when I'm driving. I know it's just me, but that's what it feels like. But note to self, during the winter, if you've got your heating on, you'd be better off putting a pasty in there. It basically marries and copies that. The glove box is underneath. You've got 12-volt supply, and of course USB and B there. Is it C?
Yeah, it is.
Hazards. You don't have to. No, you don't have a heated screen in this one. If you haven't got a heated screen, they wire it into the mirrors, would you believe? So they heat your mirrors, they defrost. You can lock yourself in.
At night?
At night, yes. If you just press the button there, when all the doors are closed, it will lock for you. You can turn the traction control off. So you know the kind of anti-skid, anti-lock, it puts the brakes on, lets and releases. You can turn that off. So if you actually wanted your wheels to spin, if you were stuck on wet grass, you could spin off of wet grass. You've got a hill descent. So if you engage that, when you in the summer, when you're now going down the Stelvio Pass in Italy, and you're thinking a bit worried about burning the brakes up, if you put the hill descent on as well, it kind of keeps the engine low, revs low, and use your engine braking. And then you've got different driver modes, so sport mode for you. You have trouble doing your handbrake turns with the electric bike, I found, but
Is that automatic electric brake? Do you have to physically put it on
Yeah,
and off when you
literally you have to put it on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And if you have it engaged and you forget and you drive off, you will get quite a clunk.
Yeah.
You know, they will do it will release, but you're better off if you can remember. And I find with the foot on the brake, it's almost like pushing the button away from you is almost, I think, like dropping the handbrake and pulling the button towards you. I feel like pulling the handbrake on, so it basically does that. If you wouldn't mind, would you mind just jumping up to the main control panel and pressing the little home button down in the bottom left-hand corner for me, and then pressing the on and off button in the middle? Smashing, thank you.
Oh, that's the lights on the back.
Yeah, so that's basically, you've just turned everything off, all your 12-volt stuff off in the back. I'm going to turn the engine on. Generally, 9 times out of 10, we take it for granted. We just turn the engines on, we don't turn anything off, and 99 times out of 100 you don't get any problems. But on a handover I tend to prefer to turn everything off, because anything that's got any electrical signal going to it, anything, I like it to have a soft open and a soft close, you know, rather than suddenly there's a load of power or the power's been turned. So I've got my foot on the brake, I'm just going to...
The fridge is still on and things, isn't it?
Yeah, that's because that works on a separate relay, so that'll be okay, and that will remain on. And actually now it's still drawing from the leisure battery, but now the engine battery, your DC to DC charger with the alternator is now charging your leisure battery as well. Initially it will charge your vehicle battery, and then it will charge your leisure battery, but you'll have nothing there anyway for a few miles anyway. So you do have nearly a full tank of diesel.
How do I know that?
There's cages down there.
It disappears when you've used a bit. Right, okay.
Yeah, so it's just kind of dropped down, so you're halfway between full and 3/4. If I just open the door a moment, you can see the gauge.
Oh yeah.
So your gas gauge, so you're pretty much, you're literally one dot away from full.
Okay.
So crikey, that'd be, I would imagine that's still got to be about 15-16 litres of LPG.
Okay.
Probably last you most of this season.
Wow. Okay.
You know, if you think that if you're on a campsite and you're doing heating and hot water on plug, you know, on mains, you're going to be doing a bit of cooking, if that, you know. So.
Okay. That bleeping because the door's open, I guess.
Yeah, and it's warning me as well that it's telling me I've got my engine running, and I've got my basically saying to me, got your mains hook up leading. Being a bit of a wally. If I pop into reverse, you've got the reversing camera there, which is good.
No bleeps in this one, is there?
No bleeps.
No bleeps. I'm going to try.
You can still hear them scream, which is what I like. You know, when you and see their face as well. And then of course you've got drive there as well. And
I physically release the handbrake.
So if I push the handbrake away from me, the handbrake has gone off. The handbrake warning light. So if I pull it towards me, I can feel. I can feel the pressure on the pedal as well. So I'll pop it into park a minute. You've got all your cruise control up here. Set your cruise control, and then you can from here. You can sort of go through vehicle information. So you can have the miles an hour showing there as well. I'll go along, you can see range, distance, all sorts of average fuel consumption. I'll go down, what else have we got? Oil level, oil temperature, oil life, charging battery, AdBlue. Saying 100% AdBlue. And there's mixed service and everything else, but I'll go down again and go back to miles per hour. So you've got quite a bit of information there. You can answer your phone from there as well. And I might just put this poor van out of its misery.
And it's Apple CarPlay on that, isn't it? I presume.
Let's have a look. So,
is it a wired one or wireless?
Oh, now you're asking.
Because there's another USB down there.
Yes,
I don't know which one it is you use.
So if you've actually got the cable there, I think it depends on the age of your phone as well.
Right.
So I think if you've got an older either Android or Apple phone, you can take your charging cable out and connect to there. Connect device. So let's have that. Phone. No phone's connected. Connect device. I've gone wonky. Add device.
There you go.
That's even with my glasses. Okay.
So
search for devices.
There you go. Click on that.
That's it. Cool. And then it'll give you a little code, and it'll ask you to pair. There we go. Yes, please. Pairing in progress. And then you listen to your AC/DC all the way home. Then.
Yeah.
It's just what you've been looking at.
That's better than my Tucson then, isn't it? Because it annoys me that it's in the car.
Oh, I haven't paired yet.
Is it asking you to?
Is it Uconnect? Is it us?
What is it? Is it that right? It might be Uconnect. Is it that one? Let's try again. So what are we there? Okay. Let's try again. Can't remember what this one's called.
Yeah, it is Uconnect. Look, it says Uconnect there.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
That's what Bluetooth device is.
I'll turn
Yeah,
this
maybe
off.
we timed out possibly.